Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Health Talk. I am your host, Dr. Niru Prasad, with the Health Talk, and I am affiliated with the Henry Ford Health System, St. Joe, Oakland, and Beaumont. My background is pediatrics and emergency medicine. The topic of our Health Talk today is very interesting. Mr. Tom Riney, the officer, he's a school resource officer with the Bloomfield Hills school system, and he's going to talk about some of the safety, spring safety with our graduating seniors and also the junior. So good morning and welcome to my show.
Good morning, Dr. Prasad. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you. Yeah. And first of all, can you give your introduction to our viewers?
Sure. My name's Tom Riney. I've been a police officer for 18 years. I've been with Bloomfield Township for 9. This is my first year as the school resource officer for Bloomfield Hills School District, and it's been absolutely incredible. Great group of kids, and it's fun being with the students and staff.
You are enjoying, right?
I love it.
It's always a pleasure to mix up with see the students walking back and forth and that, yeah.
It's good to help motivate kids and be there when they're not at their best, but be there when they're at their best also.
Exactly, yes, exactly. Ups and downs, right?
Yep.
So the topic is spring safety with the graduating senior. So will you kindly talk to me about or share with our viewers what are some of the safety concerns we should all be aware of?
Some of the safety concerns that we have going on right now in the spring is that obviously kids are starting to be out more. The seniors are getting ready to be done with school. The end of the school year's coming up, so they're starting to make some decisions that could affect their lives, adulthood, and getting ready to go to college. So we need to make sure that they're doing the right things, coming to school on time, making sure they're doing their homework.
Right.
Sometimes they're skipping out, and they don't necessarily want to be there, but we want to make sure they're there and getting through all of that, and trying to get them to see that school's almost done and they're almost to college, and we need to make sure they're doing the right thing.
So what are some of the prom safety? All the kids are preparing for the prom. They go out, stay outside in hotels and all those. So what are your concern? Our viewers are concerned, and they want advice from expertise like you about what precautions the viewers should be observing about this whole thing.
Obviously, when prom comes around, the seniors, they're there, and some of the juniors, underclassmen, are going to prom. Our concerns would be maybe drinking after prom or drinking alcohol. And one of the main concerns is it's against the law. If they're under the age of 21, they're not allowed to drink alcohol. We don't want them getting into cars with people that have been drinking, or them drinking or getting in trouble. And then also drug use. We don't want them using drugs because there's a lot of drugs that are coming from Mexico and China, and they're being made here, and we don't know what's in them. They're lacing it with fentanyl, and we don't want any accidental overdoses or taking drugs that they don't know. Those are our concerns. Yep. And then obviously when people, if they're using drugs or alcohol, sometimes their decision-making is inhibited, and they make some poor decisions, and we don't want anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. So prom's coming up for all of our schools in the area, and so we just want the kids to make good decisions and make sure they're doing the right things. And with the Bloomfield Hills prom, we also have the after-night party, or the all-night party.
Right.
So we want to make sure that the kids are good there, that they hang out and they enjoy the rest of the time that they have in high school, and make sure that they're making good decisions.
Right. So, and there is always chaperone people,
Myself and my partner, Jen Lauer, will be at the all-night party. We'll be at prom also, so we'll be with the kids and making sure they're trying to do the right things.
I know, yeah. So, Tom, a couple of years ago, we went to Mexico, Cancun. I think it was Cancun. I don't even now remember. And I saw a group of students, at same time like now, spring break.
Yeah.
They came cheering from the bus, and then I got a little curious because at that time there was no COVID, but there was this drug cartels going on among the students. Like from the pharmacy, they will pick up the drug, mix it with those. So after, my curiosity, just my curiosity, we were sitting on the beach, me and with my husband. I went to look at these kids, and everybody has a salad bowl. One bowl full of candies, different color of candies. Yeah. And they were enjoying, sharing them, giggling, and all those. And that I wrote this article about salad bowl syndrome, and my article has been published all over in the medical newsletters and others. So now, because of the COVID, now it's a post-COVID era. So could you comment, is there any difference from pre-COVID to post-COVID area now among all these drug cartels among the students? Do you notice any difference?
I haven't seen an uptake in necessarily. I would consider like the salad bowl syndrome probably club drugs.
Yeah, club drugs.
We haven't seen anything on that level here locally. So it may be something where they're more risky when they're in a different place or on vacation. I haven't seen any data or any events that have happened here with that.
But hopefully after COVID, these 2-3 years they were okay.
Yeah.
But now since it is over, it's coming back again. Do you agree with me?
I would agree with that. And obviously law enforcement's concern is the fentanyl crisis. With fentanyl is extremely dangerous.
Yeah, because even CNN, I watch it, and now the suicide rates of overdose with fentanyl.
And a lot of it's accidental overdose. They don't necessarily want to.
Oh, accidental, because the mixture of the drug laced with the fentanyl.
Yes, and they don't know that it's laced with fentanyl. A lot of times.
So hopefully, probably not at Bloomfield Hills, but the other school district, I'm sure. Yeah. They are reporting.
I would agree with that there's definitely drug use, and we need to get it under control and make sure that the kids are doing the right thing for their safety.
Yeah.
We want to make sure they're safe.
For their safety, and also for the parents, and the caretakers, because they're going to enter a different stage of their life.
Yes.
Now they will be in the college, and they will have more and more exposures, right?
Yeah, because they'll be more independent when you get to college, and a lot of times kids go away to school, so you have a lot of independent time, and you got to make your decisions on your own. So hopefully, being a school resource officer, I deal with a lot of kids at school, and I have that conversation with them that they have to be smart and make good decisions.
Right, yeah. So another thing I noticed, a very interesting topic, you mentioned about the water wars.
Yes.
Tell us about it, Tom.
Water wars, in inception, I would say, is a good idea. It's kids having fun. It's high school seniors. They're 18 years old. Mm-hmm. They're trying to live out their childhood, but it's extremely dangerous. It's a game of basically playing water tag with guns that they're water guns, but they look realistic, and they're also going on to people's property at nighttime. They're driving recklessly. We've had several complaints even in the last week.
Because their thinking is impaired.
Yeah, because they want to win the game. So it's just a game. It's not sanctioned by the school, so the school doesn't put anything on. Obviously, the police department doesn't sanction anything like this. Our concern with it currently is we've had an uptick in home invasions or break-ins in the area, like this whole general area. Yes. So when these kids are running around on people's properties throughout the community at nighttime or early on in the mornings, we have homeowners that are concerned that people are breaking into homes. So we don't want any of our students to get hurt over a game because a resident or a homeowner thinks that someone's trying to break into their house. Yes. And it's scary. We had one officer the other morning, it would have been a couple days ago, there was a girl that was dressed in a full camouflage suit, dressed like a bush, and he couldn't see her until she stood up.
And she was hiding.
She was hiding, trying to get a kid out with a water gun. So she has a gun with her, and she's hiding like she's a bush. So
my God.
It's very concerning, and they're getting pretty elaborate to try and get these kids out. But we do want to make sure that everyone's safe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because we get it, all the time. This notice: be careful with your door being locked. Be careful your garage door is closed, and all that. Because there have been theft and break-in.
There's theft with people leaving their car doors unlocked and houses getting broken into, and we're working on it to try and solve those problems. But keeping your doors locked is a big key, and having some lights on helps deter also.
But I figure out, and I have noticed and I heard that there are a special kind of lock openers they have that they can open the door. Is that true? There
are some things that people can use to unlock doors, and I think a lot of times some people just forget to lock them, unfortunately.
Right.
But there are special tools that people are using to break in, but it's few and far between.
Right. And recently, like we all know about this recent shooting going on in the school areas and all that. So that is another issue going on these days, the gun shooting and all that. Could you comment on that?
That is always a concern for us, and we are...
As a police officer...
When I signed up to be the school resource officer, it was pretty competitive, but I wanted to make sure that the kids were safe, and we haven't had any issues in the Bloomfield Hills District this year, that I can speak
fortunately,
of. No issues there. Just being vigilant and being there, making sure that the kids and parents know that I'm there for them and to support them. I think that's a big deterrent too.
True.
Yeah, when they know there's a police officer there, a lot of times things don't happen.
They're a bit concerned.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, Bloomfield Hills schools and the middle school. Do they check the backpack of the students or no?
As of right now, we don't have any necessarily protocols yet.
No backpack check.
Most of them carry their backpacks around with them, and there's no backpack checks. But there are laws that allow police officers in school districts to search backpacks at any point in time.
Right.
Yep, they're allowed to search from any time for safety.
You have the right to search when you want it, right?
Yes.
Whether the other side likes it or not.
Correct. If there's a school safety concern, then we're allowed to search a backpack.
As a pediatrician, emergency room physician, I see so many. I used to see, right now I'm retired, but during my active crisis with Henry Ford, St. Joe, and Beaumont, all the three, I used to see so many of these kids, with the drugs, with the bullet wound and all those things. And then I used to worry about how to help them.
Yeah, it's having the conversations and mental health is a big thing.
Mental health plays a significant role, don't you think so?
Yeah, the Bloomfield Township Police Department, we partner with Oakland County Health Network, and we have a social worker that works alongside with us, and she'll go on calls. We have several of them, and they'll go on calls with us, and we will...
Then you can,
So then we can provide services, or Oakland County Health Network can.
It's very important, the mental health, because if I had a patient at the emergency room, I know, like somebody who cut wrist and all this bleeding up, I never discharge the patient home. I always call the Maple Grove or whatever is the close by, and make sure that they see a mental health service, mental health practitioner before they go home.
Yeah, that's great. And there's a lot of need. And when we spoke about COVID was hard on a lot of people. And it affects a lot of kids, and especially these seniors that I have right now. Their whole high school thing was mostly dealing with COVID.
So now when I look back about COVID era and then post-COVID era, there's a different kind of emergence coming up, right?
Yes.
You agree with me, right?
Yes.
Like every day, CNN News and all over, how they are reporting. And the drug control is another big issue, right?
Yeah.
At the federal government.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else you want to talk about, Tom? Did we forget anything?
I think just coming into spring, making sure that all the kids at school are being safe and doing the right thing, making good decisions. Hopefully we can get through the rest of this school year, and then they can move on and go succeed in college. I'm excited for all my kids that are going on to college and the trades.
Not only that, they have to be kept themselves busy during summer also.
Yes, they do.
You don't want them to be completely...
No. Hopefully some of them will get some jobs and get some life experience, and then go on to college and be successful adults. And that's my goal as a school resource officer, to help mold them into be successful adults and good citizens.
Yeah. So do you visit other school system also, or?
We cover, me and my partner, Officer Lauer, we cover 23 school buildings in the township.
Oh, okay.
So we cover all the Bloomfield Hill schools, but then we also cover the private schools.
Private school.
Yep.
Edward Country Day and all that.
We do the Country Day Lower Elementary School, because that's in the township. We cover Brother Rice, Marion, Sacred Heart. There's a few others.
A lot of schools.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
It's been incredible. It's been an incredible run for me this year. I love the kids in the school district. It's great.
It must be keeping you busy, Tom, all the time, right?
They do keep me busy,
but
it's exciting. I love it. I absolutely love it.
You love, I know, because you were recommended by this people, I said, I want to get a police officer on my show, and somebody... So they recommended me to you, and I'm so lucky to have you.
Thank you for having me. It was incredible.
Right, yeah. So what else? Did we miss anything? We talked about the prom. How about anything about the driving during the night? Can we cover that topic?
Yeah, some of the driving. Yeah, the driving with the high school students, they're not necessarily the best drivers, and they're a little bit aggressive. So if we can get them to calm down and not text and drive, make sure they're paying attention, don't drive with too many kids. And just doing the right things.
Yeah, so can you give a last 1 minute your advice to our viewers who are watching me today on my show?
I think for everyone watching, keeping an eye on the seniors, giving them a little bit of slack. They're just about done with school. We need to get through this, and everything will be okay. I think everything's been pretty good, though.
So I'd like to thank our viewers today on my show, Health Talk. And the topic was spring safety for the graduating seniors with our police officer, Tom Riney. He's the school resource officer. And I hope each and every kids all around will have a safe spring and a summer. And until I see you again, have a safe summer. Thank you again.